Hi, I'm Judy Jacobs, and this is Strengthen Your Walk. I love the title of this because it is every day we get an opportunity to do that very thing, and that is to strengthen our walk. You know, David said, encourage yourself in the Lord. And sometimes that's one of the hardest things to do when you feel like you need someone to come alongside of you, and that's true. Everybody needs a friend. Everybody needs a prayer partner. If any two of you agree together as touching any one thing, absolutely yes. But sometimes you just got to strengthen yourself in the Lord. That really is another word for confidence, having confidence, which leads me to my life verse. I hope all of you have a life verse. I want to absolutely challenge everybody today who is listening to this to get you a life verse. Somebody wakes you up in the middle of the night and they say, what is your life verse? You immediately, it just pops out of your mouth. That's what my life verse is Philippians 1:6. Being confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in me, he will complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. So I want us to look at that today, being confident in our walk with God. Let's look at the word confident. The word confident really means faith. Being confident, having faith, having the faith of God, having faith that this walk where I started and this thing that started in me, whether it's 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, 50 years ago, I'm still confident in God. I haven't lost my confidence. I haven't lost my faith in God. I am confident, which means I am fully convinced. And when you're fully convinced of something, nobody can deter you from that. Paul said, being confident, being fully convinced. And then he said, of this very thing, of this one thing right here. David said, one thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. Paul says, in this, being confident of this very thing, the things that you've been believing for, the promises that God has given you, the promises that was spoken over you, the prophecies that have been spoken over you, being confident of it, that God is not a man that he should lie. If he said it, he will do it. If he spoke it, it will happen. So being confident of this very thing, that one thing, those things that have been declared over me, that he says, he who began, being confident of this very thing, that he who began, listen, and if God started it, God will finish it. Praise God. He don't start something that he doesn't finish. So he said, he who began what he started, he will complete it. He's going to finish it. He's going to see it to the end. He's going to see it to the full. Then he says, being confident of this very thing, that he who began a good work. Oh, it's a good work. Can I tell you what God is doing in you in this walk of strength? It's a good work. It's a great work. It's a powerful work. It's an anointed work. It's a chosen work. It's a God-ordained work. And it's an appointed work over you and over the thing that God has placed inside of your spirit. It is a good thing. And then lastly, he says he will complete it. Being confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in me, he will complete it, which means he will fulfill it. It will happen. Because this is what I know. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Paul knew all about it. That's the reason why he could write about it to the church at Philippi. He says, listen, I fought a good fight. I finished my course. I kept the faith. And so henceforth, now there's laid up for me a crown of righteousness. So you can do that. God will complete that work. You just can't give up. You got to be like Hebrews chapter 10, verse 35 that says, you know what? I'm going to hang in there. I'm not going to cast away my confidence, which has a great recompense of reward. I just need patience that after I've done the will of God, I will receive the promise. Don't give up on the promises of God. He keeps his promises and he keeps his word. Strengthen your walk today in him.